This is the Padres Postcast, your instant game reaction for the San Diego Padres. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Oh, San Diego, they did it again. Friar Faithful going crazy in the Gaslamp District and all over San Diego and Southern California. Friar Faithful and fans worldwide celebrating win number 7 in a row, 11 of 13, and oh, how they did it tonight. What a win for the Padres. They walk it off 7-6 at home over the Mariners. Man, the Mariners had a big lead throughout this game, and the Padres with a 5-run, you heard me, a 5-run bottom of the 9th inning. They walk it off for the 3rd time in 5 days. Jackson Merrill with a double down the line to drive in 2 and win the game for the Padres. 3rd in 5 games, as I just said. Xander Bogaerts with a 2-run homer on a night when Randy Vasquez didn't have his stuff and left the game early. On a night when he didn't see Mason Miller or Jason Adam. On a night when the Padres got terrible news about Nick Pivetta. And on a night when we honored Jackie Robinson on the 79th anniversary of his major league debut. Jackie would have loved this one. I mean, he was a Dodger, but besides that, he would have loved it as the Padres win 7-6. Huge victory for San Diego, and what a night for Jackson Merrill. So much to talk about here on this show. 10th straight sellout to start the season at Petco. Pods with the walk-off, 7 in a row. It's the Postcast. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease on the #1 sports podcast network in El Mundo, the Locked On Podcast Network, your Padres every day. 7-6, West Side, walk it off. Padres Postcast, let's roll.
This is what you'll be talking about.
5 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning. 5. They were losing 6-2 coming to the bottom of the 9th. We'll take you through that inning. We'll tell you everything that happened in tonight's game. I mean, Fernando Tatis with a pinch hit RBI. Just a really big win for the Padres. Laureano, Merrill, all those guys in the mix. Campusano got a big hit. Ty France even did. Blind squirrel found the acorn. He's not there for his offense, right? Unfortunately, he plays first base, but we'll get into that a little bit later. And, oh, Xander Bogaerts staying hot for the Padres. But what a night in San Diego. The bullpen, of course, right there in the mix again. They held the Padres, or rather the Mariners, the Padres bullpen held the Mariners scoreless late in this game for a long time to get them set up for the win. So a huge win for the Padres. And let me real quick just give you a couple of the numbers from this game, right? So right now you're looking at the Padres winning 7 in a row and 11 of 13. They literally won this game 7-6. The hits even at 10 apiece. No errors tonight. Alec Jacob, 2 scoreless innings, 1 hit for the win. They just brought him up today from El Paso, down in that old Texas town of El Paso. He comes up and pitches his butt off. Andres Munoz, 2/3 of an inning, 4 hits, 5 earned runs. The Mariners closer gets rocked by the Padres. So what a win for San Diego, man. We're going to tell you who did what and how. You know what I mean? But what an unbelievable feeling. What a night for the fans to be walking out of Petco. This is starting to feel like something special, is it not? I mean, it's starting to see a 2-0 now against the Mariners. They're going to win this series. You know, last year the Mariners won 5 of 6, the spring training neighbors, right? They won 5 of 6 over the Padres last year. And this year it's going in the other direction. But this year the Padres, they're really hitting, man. They are really hitting. Where's all my numbers here? I got a lot of stuff for you guys, man. This is crazy. So here's what we're talking about here. Jackson Merrill had a 2-run double to walk it off. 3rd walk-off in 5 nights for the Padres. But think about this, 5 runs in the 9th. The Mariners bullpen led the majors coming into tonight with an ERA of 2.18. The Mariners bullpen, all right? And this is who they beat. They beat their closer, Munoz and Ferrer. They beat those guys, you know, and on a night when Vasquez didn't really have it. 4 innings, 4 earned runs, and Bogaerts hit his 200th career home run. But here's the thing about the Padres, the 5-run night. 42 runs over their last 7 games. 6 runs a night. That's why they're winning. 6 runs a night, 42 runs. They outscore their opponents 42-15. And I think it's actually 47-15 now because of the 5. That was before. But, man, what a night. What a win. What a game. And I want to tell you this about what this is turning into. Jackson Merrill robbed a homer early in the game. Then he walked it off. Remember his rookie year, 2 walk-off homers. So many nights. Jackson Merrill with late heroics in his rookie year just was unable to do that last year, right? Sophomore slump. This year, not a huge start, but, man, late money madness. for Jackson Merrill, and Ramon Laureano was in the mix as well. Just incredible, right? Jackson Merrill was a shortstop every level until he hit the major leagues. They turned him into a center fielder 2 years ago, man. Look at this dude. Robin homers, just an unbelievable ball player. Absolute superstar. Gotta love Jackson Merrill, and the other story here as we continue is something that I've been waiting for all night. So real quick, I just want to give you the rundown on the scoring. And this is something that's important. So obviously we'll run this down and we'll go from there. The Mariners got 2 in the top of the second, 2 in the top of the fourth, and 2 in the top of the fifth, right? They were killing Vasquez early. It started in the second inning. Canzone with a 2-run double, Rayleigh and a Rosarena score. The Mariners in the fourth inning, right? Donovan singles scoring a Rosarena and Young. And, that was it for Vasquez, So then in the fifth inning, Rayleigh homers and a Rosarena scores. Big night for a Rosarena, obviously. So it's 6-0 Mariners until the bottom of the sixth. Then Jackson Merrill with 1 out. He singles. And then Xander Bogaerts homers. Number 200 of his career. He hit the walk-off last Thursday. Hit another one over the weekend. Xander, if he has a year like this, man, what a big, big plus this will be. Meanwhile, the Padres bullpen holding them scoreless, holding it down. And I really, it's important for me to mention this because Peralta and Jacob, 3 scoreless innings combined with 4 strikeouts. And that's not the meat of that bullpen, right? You know what I'm saying? And you got Marinaccio pitched 2 innings. He gave up a homer, 2-run shot. But other than that, he pitched well also in back of Vasquez. And meanwhile, the Mariners, Emerson Hancock was dealing 6 innings, 2 earned runs. It was the Bogaerts homer in the 6th that eventually got to him. But Bizzardo and Spire, scoreless innings. And then they bring in Munoz, 2/3 of an inning, 4 hits, 5 earned runs. More on him later in the show. But man, oh man, we told you how we set this up. Headed to the bottom of the 9th inning, 6-2 Mariners. And then we have
time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
With Andres Munoz on the mound, the Mariners closer, the Padres, bottom of the 9th inning, Manny Machado leading off for San Diego. And he's walked so many times this year. Guess what? He walked again to lead off the 9th inning. Manny, why you bugging? Right then, Gavin Sheets, Oppo double over the bag at third, down into left field. Yeah, second and third. And then, you know what? I'm going to do it right now because this is what I was doing, screaming at the TV.
Since hindsight is always 20/20, let's deliver today's second guess.
Got to do it. Sorry, Craig Stammen, you've won 7 in a row, but why in the world do you leave Nick Castellanos and his 184 average in there? He strikes out swinging. You could have brought Andujar in off the bench. You had Fernando on the bench. One more thing about that in a moment because you're saving Fernando. Why not bring Andujar in right there for Castellanos or for France? But France hits a Baltimore chopper. That's pound it right into the dirt, goes way high in the air over the pitcher's head. Bases loaded with 1 away. He should have pinch hit for Castellanos or France there. That's my second guess of the night. But hey, we're just being picky. So Tatis Jr. comes in cold off the bench. Bases loaded, 1 out. Fernando falls down 0-2. Coming in cold off the bench to face a closer is never an easy thing. Well, what does Fernando do? Sack fly to right. Bang. 6-3. Campusano, beautiful job. Fouls off a couple tough sliders. Gets when he can hit. Singles to center. Scores Gavin Sheets. And at that time, it's 6-4. Ramon Laureano, who was 0-3 tonight before he doubled later in the end. And then he hit a single here. And he singles in France. Campusano goes to second. It's 6-5. And you're going, oh, Petco's in a frenzy. Everyone's going crazy. And oh, Action Jackson step into the dish. Action Jackson Merrill in the 2-hole tonight, having already robbed a homer, having already scored on Bogaerts' homer. And here he comes with a chance to be a hero, a role that he played so many times in his rookie season 2 years ago, but not last year. He did it tonight. A double to left, smoked it down the left field line. Barely fair. Left fielder misplayed it, but Laureano scores, Campusano scores, Petco goes crazy, and the Padres win 7-6. What an unbelievable finish to this game. I'm going to come back on the other side and tell you a lot more about how we got here. I'm going to tell you real quick before we hit the break, we got one more benchmark to get to, and then we're going to set up the other side. We'll hit the break, and we'll come back. Keep it going strong on your Padres Postcast.
Uh-oh, somebody messed up, and it's time to let them know with Who Fudged Up.
Andres Munoz, he's got a 9.45 ERA. They bring him in a 6-2 game, try to get him back on track. against the Padres, and all it does is turn into a disaster. So it's just been horrible for him lately, man. He has not been good. You know what I mean? He gave up 3 earned runs on March 28th, but four outings in a row, he pitched a scoreless inning, but he's been up and down. You know this, a lot of the closers are, but tonight was just an absolute nightmare for him. In that 9th inning, 2/3 of an inning pitched, 4 hits, 5 earned runs, a walk, a strikeout, 26 pitches. Again, the ERA at 9.45. All right, coming back on the other side, star of the game. Coming back on the other side, X factor. And then, of course, we just go through the box score, tell you who did what, and then we get you ready for tomorrow with Buehler. Anyone on the mound? Walker Buehler pitched very well his last time out against Colorado. Will the streak hit 8? We'll talk about that as well. It's your Padres Postcast on the #1 sports podcast network in El Mundo, the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Hang out, San Diego. We got a lot more show for you right here tonight. And I get a chance to talk to you about Rocket. Yeah. If you've ever opened your bank account and thought, where did all my money go? You're not alone. Keeping track of subscription spending and bills, it gets overwhelming fast, right? And that, my friend, is where Rocket Money comes in, helping you take control of your finances all in one place. It's Rocket Money. How, you ask? That's what I'm here to tell you. It tracks all your subscriptions in one spot. Helps you cancel the ones you don't need with just a few taps. Get rid of them, get out, goodbye, see ya. It automatically categorizes your spending. You can actually see where your money's going, and you can set budgets, get alerts, and stay on top of upcoming bills. It just makes everything feel more organized, gives you a clearer picture of your finances day to day. And right now, here's where the rubber meets the road. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Join at rocketmoney.com/lockedon. That's rocketmoney.com/lockedon for Rocket Money on the Locked On Podcast Network. Workplace chaos, deadlines stacking up, inbox overflowing, and the one position you have to fill still sitting open. When the pressure's on and you need the right hire, this is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs. That's right. Indeed Sponsored Jobs helps you reach the people who actually fit what you're looking for: skills, experience, location. So you're not just hoping the right candidate stumbles across your post. And here's a stat that says it all. In the minute I've been talking to you, companies like yours have made 27 hires on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. So if you're hiring, spend less time searching, more time interviewing candidates who check all your boxes with Indeed Sponsored Jobs. And listeners and viewers of this show, you get a $75 sponsored job credit to help get your job the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/podcast. Indeed.com/podcast. Go there now. Support our show by saying you heard about it on this podcast Locked On Padres. Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. And one more thing to tell you about before we keep it popping here. And for whatever reason, there we go. Hey, we are making progress day in and day out, just getting better. What can I say? Hey, you know what I'm saying? But don't forget to check out the Everydayer Club for ad-free episodes and access to a group chat with me, with Javi, other listeners, viewers of the show. Tap the link in the show notes or go to the URL lockedonpadres.supercast.com. You get ad-free audio, you get the Discord, you get access to national shows, you get a 60% discount on any other channel you want to be a VIP for, an Everydayer, and then, of course, a members-only Locked On merch store with exclusive offers for you, the Everydayer, on the #1 sports podcast network in the world, the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Yeah, baby. 7-6, West Side walk it off. The Padres, 7 in a row, 11 of 13 after the 1-4 start. Unbelievable what they did tonight. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. They score 5 runs in the ninth. Jackson Merrill, the walk-off 2-run double. They literally lit Petco on fire tonight. Downtown San Diego lit up, man. Everybody crazy. Can only imagine what it's like in the gas lamp right now. I'd give anything to be there. Otherwise, I'm here, right? And I love it here too. But what a night. What a win. Unreal for the San Diego Padres. I mean, you're down 4 in the bottom of the ninth. They hadn't had a comeback like this at home since 2007 against the Angels, scoring 4 runs in the bottom of the ninth to win that one. I mean, you're talking about 19 years ago, dog. 19 years ago, this happened the last time. And you see the rundown over there. Bogey hit the 2-run shot. The bullpen held. Let's give you some numbers here. And we told you, right? The Padres 7-10-0, and the Mariners 6-10 and none. Alec Jacob, 2 scoreless innings for the win. Day he got called up from El Paso. By the way, Nick Pivetta, not good. Not good for Nick Pivetta. He's got some serious issues, and this is not going to be a good thing. They're hopeful and they're confident. They say that he'll come back this year, but Pivetta to miss weeks and maybe months for the Padres with a flexor strain in his elbow, and that was not good news. And obviously they brought in Alec Jacob today to take the roster spot, and what does he do? He pitches 2 scoreless innings to pick up, a big win. He's 1-0, and then Munoz, obviously the closer for the Mariners, takes the loss. Let's look at the box score real quick for you. Real quick, just the scoring rundown. Mariners, 2 in the second, 2 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth. Padres, 2 in the sixth on Xander Bogaerts' 2-run homer. 5 in the bottom of the ninth. Merrill with the 2-run double, right? Laureano with an RBI single. Campusano with an RBI single. Tatis Jr. with a sacrifice fly and an RBI. All right, for the Padres, we're getting to the start of the game. We're getting to the X factor, right? Ramon Laureano was 0 for 3 in this game, ended 2 for 5 with an RBI and a run scored. Jackson Merrill, 2 for 5, 2 RBIs, the run scored. Xander Bogaerts, 2 for 4, 2 RBI, and the run scored. Between Merrill and Bogaerts, 4 for 9 with 4 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Manny, why you bugging? Hey, he scored a run, but he was 0 for 3, but he walked to lead off the bottom of the ninth to get the rally going. Ty France with the Baltimore chop single in the ninth, went 1 for 4 with a run scored. Cronenworth 0 for 2. That's what Cronenworth does. Tatis Jr. came in and got the sacrifice fly in the ninth. Freddie Fermin left the game in the 3rd inning with an injury before he even hit. By the way, shout out to the catchers, the chest protectors with Jackie Robinson photo club. Unbelievable. So Campusano came in the game in the 3rd inning. He goes 1 for 4, RBI and a run scored. Huge hit in the 9th inning. And remember, he did it in the 11th the other night to tie the game when they walked it off in 12 against the Rockies. He had a big hit. So he's been coming up huge. And by the way, the dude, just to say, the dude's a great catcher with this bullpen, handles the pitchers extremely well, and he never gets a challenge wrong. Never, ever gets a challenge wrong. Meanwhile, the Padres were actually hitting 400 tonight, 4 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Have to point that out because I always point out when they don't, right? So here we have it. And the pitching, Vasquez, 4 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned runs for Randy. Obviously not good there. So not a good start. I mean, coming into the game, he was 1-0 and in 17 innings, had 19 strikeouts. You know what I'm saying? And so he was fantastic coming into tonight. Just couldn't get it done for you this evening. And hopefully next time out, he'll bounce back. But Ron Marinaccio, 2 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, a walk, 2 strikeouts, gave up a 2-run homer. Peralta, a scoreless inning, 1 strikeout with a walk. And then Alec Jacob picks up the win, 2 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts, which leads me to, where are you? There you are.
It's time to reveal who made the biggest under-the-radar impact with today's X Factor.
How about Wandy Peralta, and how about Alec Jacob? How about these guys? 3 innings combined, 2 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, no runs allowed. This bullpen is amazing. There was no Miller tonight. There was no Jason Adam tonight. Estrada's not, up to par right now to get in the game. So what do? You go Marinaccio, Peralta, and Jacob. And aside from 1 mistake from Marinaccio, you'd be looking at 5 scoreless innings, and you'd have been looking at a walk-off that was 5-4 instead of 7-6, right? Which leads me to...
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
I mean, we have to give an honorable mention to Xander Bogaerts. Xander Bogaerts, by the way, has been absolutely phenomenal lately. He was 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs tonight. Career homer number 200. Average all the way up to 284 for Bogey. 3 homers, 13 RBIs. The OPS is 790. Man, just an unbelievable job. But in his last 7 days, Xander is 7 for 20 with a couple of homers. He is actually 9 for 24. Hate it when they do that, with 2 homers and 9 RBI in his last 7 games. That's Bogaerts. That's why I'm giving him love and the shout out here. And of course, you know what I mean? That means the player of the game is the one, the only Jackson Merrill, who appears to have shaken the sophomore slump. Jackson robbed a homer early in the game, going high up above the center field wall. Remember, he was a shortstop until 2 years ago, all the way through every level. Hey, rookie year, we're going to make you a center fielder. You can do it. Yeah, Jackson Merrill can do it, right? And tonight, 2 for 5, 2 RBIs, a run scored. Remember, he scored on the homer for Bogarts, and Jackson Merrill has been on fire too lately, like Xander Bogaerts, and Bogey's been unbelievable. But obviously, Jackson Merrill in his last 7 days has scored 8 runs, 29 at-bats, 9 hits, but 8 runs scored for Jackson Merrill in his last 8 games. So that's unbelievable. Great job by Jackson Merrill, your star of the game tonight. And what, man, 7 in a row for the Padres. And guess what? Tomorrow, they're going to get right after it again. And what are you looking at for tomorrow? Tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow, you're only a day away. And tomorrow, you got anyone? Buehler? Walker Buehler. He looked really good last time out against the Rockies, like bunch of scoreless innings, right? Last time, I think it was 5 scoreless innings. Didn't factor in the decision. He's 0-1 with an ERA of almost 5. Luis Castillo, yeah, no record, but an ERA of 6.92 in 13 innings, given 19 hits, man. But he struck out 14, the 33-year-old. So I don't know if it's going to be a pitcher's duel tomorrow, but the Padres offense, 47-15, they have outscored their opponents on this win streak. Come on, man. That's like a Chargers score. You know what I'm saying? Big win for the Padres tonight. Another one for the Friar Faithful at sold-out Petco on Jackie Robinson Day. Awesome. This team is giving me vibes, man. And I know Javi's talking about it day in and day out on your Padres podcast. Anywhere you're seeing or listening to me right now, you get the best day-to-day coverage of the Padres in El Mundo. He's built this channel, and I'm grateful to be here. I'm Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease. You see it down at the bottom of the screen, at Jim Grease _. It is my pleasure to be here with you live on YouTube after every game, and then we upload, you download Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, Roku, OTT, over-the-top television, which is exactly what this team has been giving us lately. One more thing, want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat because you guys really make this awesome every single night. Billy Buckshot, Lizzie, the worker drone, you know what I'm saying? Rama Murdy. I didn't think we had a chance, but we pulled it off. That about sums it up. And with that, I am about to hit the bricks. I hope you're enjoying yourself tonight. This 7-game win streak, special vibes from this team. And don't forget, tomorrow night, 5:40, not 6:40, first pitch, the postcast. Be about an hour and a half, maybe earlier. Tonight was a long game too. So we will be here right after the game with your Padres postcast on the #1 sports podcast network in the world, the Locked On Podcast Network. And if you never miss an episode, the Everydayer Club is built for you. Make sure you subscribe and follow Locked On Padres. You get all the latest episodes. Locked On Padres, ad-free. You get a members-only Discord and much more. And the link and everything is in the description on YouTube or wherever you're listening to your podcast right now. That's all there is. There is so more. San Diego, 7-6 the final. 5-run bottom of the ninth. 7 in a row, 11 of 13. Again, tomorrow, 5:40 p.m., first pitch. Keep your game tight, your mind right, and keep on feeling it, Friar Faithful. Make it a great night.